Hello fellow DovEggs fans, today I'll be making a review video comparing the Hearts and Arrows cut to the Astro cut, as well as GHI to DEF. I recently received a ring that had a DEF stone in the Astro cut from a silver event that DovEggs held. The Astro cut information can be found on the DovEggs website, but basically it's just a more diamond-like cut. It has kind of a crushed ice effect to it. The Crown Arrows cut is just like the Hearts and Arrows cut, except for it's the top 10% hand-selected by DovEggs for the best quality and cut. In this video, I'll give you a view of all three of those, the Hearts and Arrows, the Crown Arrows, and the new Astro cut. I'll also compare GHI and DEF as mentioned, but first, let's get into the unboxing. Came with the typical accessories, which are the polishing cloth, the ring sizer, and the ring adjuster, but it came in a white box as if it was an Amazon order, which it wasn't. It came from a silver event. But here we have it. It came in a little plastic baggie. It's in sterling silver, and again, this is an Astro cut in DEF. Here we're looking at it in indoor lighting. This is a 1.5 carat on my size 5 finger. And here's a look at all three of those cuts. Like I mentioned, this is the Astro, the Crown Arrows, and the Hearts and Arrows all compared. The Astro is on the left, the middle is the Crown Arrows, and the right is the Hearts and Arrows. As you can see, the Crown Arrows is significantly sparklier than the other two counterparts. I often see the question posted, is it worth the upgrade to a Crown Arrows stone from a Hearts and Arrows stone? My answer is yes. Personally, I can see the difference in brilliance between the two, so I do think it's worth it. However, I don't notice a huge difference between GHI and DEF. When comparing my GHI stones to this DEF stone, which this was my first DEF purchase ever from DovEggs, I don't see a big difference. Yes, when the flash is on, we can see here that the DEF looks a little almost grayer, but without that flash, I really couldn't tell a difference. If anything, GHI was just slightly whiter, almost like it had a little more warmth. Now, if you're looking for that flawless, colorless, guaranteed to not have any yellow in it, yes, DEF, that is what you're going to choose. But personally, I don't see any yellow in my GHI stones. If I did, it would bother me. So yes, you're guaranteed to get a colorless stone if you choose DEF. And yes, if you're choosing white gold, that might be a good choice. But if you're choosing like yellow gold or rose gold, or you really don't mind if your stone has a tiny bit of warmth, then GHI is a good choice, I believe. If you're going with those warmer metals anyways, sometimes they can reflect into the stone. And if you upgraded to DEF, and your warm metal is reflecting into your clear stone, then it really wasn't worth the upgrade in my opinion. Of course, everyone has their own opinion on this. There are several other people who will say differently on the DovEggs Facebook group, but that's my personal opinion. Here it is compared to a 2 carat light blue stone. I'm going to go ahead and show you this stone compared to a GHI stone in Hearts and Arrows in multiple lightings. The one on the right is GHI in a Hearts and Arrows stone. The one on the left is the DEF Astro stone. This is an outdoor bright sunlight. Again, the one on the bottom is the DEF Astro. The one on the top is GHI Hearts and Arrows. This is with indoor lighting with cloudy sunlight coming in through the window. And this is with flash lighting. As I mentioned, this is kind of the only way that I could tell a difference between the two, DEF and GHI. When the flash lighting was on, DEF looked almost more gray-like, more clear, and the GHI looks a little more white. Has like a little bit more warmth to it. Now here's the thing that I am questioning. This is my second Astro stone. I got one in the mail the same day, just a few hours before. And I'm not sure if that grayness that I'm seeing is the DEF difference or if it's the Astro cut difference. So if you have DEF stones in Hearts and Arrows and Astro, feel free to mention in the comments if you know if that difference is coming from the color of the stone or is that the cut? I'm curious to know myself. Here's a sneak peek at my first Astro ring. It came in just a few hours before my DEF Astro ring came in, just as I mentioned before. This ring is so special to me, so it's going to have its own video in 2 weeks from the time that this video was posted. And there you have it. There's my honest review of DEF versus GHI and Crown Arrows versus Hearts and Arrows versus Astro. Overall, in summary, I think that each of the cuts has its own special qualities about them. They're all great options, and I think that DEF and GHI are both wonderful candidates. I think that they're equally spectacular, and I highly recommend both of them. My final thoughts and completely honest opinion are it's worth the upgrade to Crown Arrows, but if you're on a budget, GHI is a great choice. Thanks and have a great day. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out in the comments.